The light is going down and the weekend's here. Save my soul. I can feel it coming, troubles in the air. Oh my Lord, the light is going down and the weekend's here. Save my soul. Who's on with me? Who's on with me?
On the tab, you put your ass in the car. It's like a weekend at Bernie's, and baby, you with the bar. I'm about to get it poppin', call a Uber, cause I'm a scuba. Diving while he driving, shawty rockin', and I maneuver. I know you like it when I put it on, yeah. Maybe you should bring a friend along, yeah. Now, I got paper.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to your SummerSlam recap show with your host, the Boss Chase Carter. I want to thank each and every one of y'all for joining us here once again here on the All-Star Wrestling Podcast. And it's been a while since we got to do another episode for you. So here we are again. We never had a chance to talk to you about SummerSlam. So we're going to go over SummerSlam. SummerSlam was a 6-hour show. They had a 2-hour pre-show plus a 4-hour main show. So we got a lot of ground to cover here. So let's get right into it. First of all, we had a kickoff show results here for you. We had the Usos, the Hype Bros, and the American Alpha versus American Alpha. They defeated Breezango, the Ascension, and the Von Villains in a 12-man tag team match. And previously, I think y'all seen that on SmackDown, so they just did a repeat there. Then we had Sami Zayn and Neville. They defeated the Dudley Boys. And then we had Sheamus defeated Cesaro in a match for a number one contender of the Best of 7 series. So congratulations to all of them who won at SummerSlam on the pre-show. And, the first match was okay. The 12 tag team match was pretty fair. Sami Zayn and Neville defeating the Ugly Boys is always fun. Seeing Neville and Sami Zayn together, and Sheamus defeating Cesaro match, I was disappointed. I wanted Cesaro to win there, so kind of disappointing there. Then we had a video package focusing on the New York City, and by the actor Michael Radford, I believe. And then we go live from Brooklyn inside of the Barclays Center as a big display of a pyro goes off. And of course, Michael Cole is the first to introduce us to the show with over 15,000 fans in attendance. Enzo Amore and Big Cass are the first to kick off the show. A big reaction from Big Cass and Enzo here in Brooklyn tonight. Enzo cuts a promo to making it in New York City and being able to make it anywhere. Cass sung a few lines from New York, New York. Then we had Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. Here we go. We're going to try to cover some of this. So we started off with Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho and a double teaming Enzo Amore early. The referee breaks it up, and we start with Jericho and Enzo. Jericho tosses Jericho into the corner and then throws a quick chop. Enzo catches Jericho with a quick crossbody off the ropes. Enzo with the right hand jumping off the ropes. Tags in Cass. Jericho tags in Owens. And Cass tosses Owens inside. Cass with his body shots to Owens. Cass dumped Owens with a big side suplex. Tagged in Enzo and Cass. Scooped slams him over Owens. Jericho gets a tag and eats an arm drag from Enzo. Cass launches Enzo at Jericho in the corner. They attempt this again with Owens over Jericho with as a bail. Cass then launches Enzo over the rope and then takes out both Jericho and Owens at ringside. Enzo with a shot to Owens with a ring apron, and then allows Jericho to catch him with a quick drop kick from the second rope. Owens with a knee to Enzo on the ring apron here, and then mocks him for doing his dance on the ring apron as Jericho, as he distracts the referee. Then a tag to Owens, who stomped over Enzo. Owens with a big chop that levels Enzo. Then he tags Jericho for the connects here with a similar and a kick there to the back of his combo there, as that Jericho catches Enzo with another drop kick, this time for a 2 count. Then he tags Owens with a drop Enzo over the knee, and then connects with a quick splash here. Enzo fights off, and then Owens and Jericho with some shots here. From the corner, Jericho gets the tag as Enzo kicks Jericho in the head. On the outside, Jericho cuts a hot tag to Big Cass. Jericho with a spring forward drop kick to Enzo, and then a tag back to Owens. Owens goes up to the top, jumps and connects with a huge frog splash. Enzo kicks and then out, and then Owens with a kicks to Enzo here in the corner. Then we had Enzo with a elbow, and then he kicked to the face, and then Owens trips him up to the top of the turnbuckle, and then Enzo misses a cannonball in the corner, and then a hot tag to Cass, and then we have a tag to Jericho as well. Cass with a clothesline to Jericho and then splash to Owens, and then Cass big boots Owens off the ring apron. Cass slams Jericho and then drops him in jumping elbow, and then Cass catches Jericho with a big boot on the way down from the top rope, and then Enzo tags himself in. Cass tries to throw Enzo off the top rope, but Owens chokes here, and then Enzo Cass chase down Owens. Then Owens sends Cass shoulder first into the ring post. Owens with a cannonball to Cass against the ring barricade here. Very dangerous move there. Jericho is attempting a suplex onto Enzo, and then Enzo throws Jericho off and connects with a flying DDT onto Jericho. Are you kidding me? Owens breaks it up with a pinfall. Owens then launches a Enzo into the air, and then Jericho just barely catches him with a code breaker on the way down to win. For the win. Your winners, Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens, are your winner on the first main match that happened on the main show. Then backstage, we see the Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. They run into Mick Foley backstage. Jon Stewart walks up with his son and says hello. Stewart questions why Foley is working with Stephanie McMahon on Raw, and then Stephanie shows up right behind John, and the New Day shows up to say hello to Stewart. Xavier Wood is noticing the negativity and brings up the power of positivity. The New Day asks if they can borrow Stewart. A video package focused on Sasha Banks versus Charlotte tonight airs. Then let's get right into it. For the WWE Women's Championship match, Sasha Banks defending her new Women's Championship against Charlotte. And this match was an awesome match. Let's go over it here. And since we got the ring introductions here from the challenger Charlotte and then the champion Sasha Banks. And then Banks goes for a lock up, and then Charlotte bails to the ropes right away. Banks with a slap and then a head scissors takedown. Banks immediately goes for the fake statement early, shocking everybody. And then Charlotte quickly rolls out, scaring the shit out of Charlotte here. Banks with a chops after early pinfall attempts by Charlotte, and Banks forces Charlotte face first into the corner. Are you kidding me? Charlotte with some nasty looking slaps on the Banks, and then puts a boot across the chin of Banks here. Charlotte then drops the lower back of Banks off the top rope. Banks with a elbows to Charlotte with a flying back. Charlotte with her backbreaker, and then slams Banks off the mat. And then Charlotte with a boots to the lower back of Banks into the corner. An incredible action here. Banks fights off and with a figure 4 setup here, a figure 8 by Charlotte. Charlotte throws Banks into the corner, and in a tree of woo, and then throws a few kicks. Charlotte kicks up from the top with Banks, and then turns her back into Banks, and then gets her for the razor edge, and then Banks continues into the Hurricanrana here, takes down instead of the top rope. Charlotte and Banks exchange elbows. Banks with a Boston Crab onto Charlotte into the corner, which Charlotte misses a splash, and then Banks held her onto her. Banks with a double knees to the lower back of Charlotte for the 2 count. Charlotte kicks out of the knee of Banks of a near in the corner. Charlotte pulls Banks up for the top on the outside. Banks misses a backstabber. Banks counters with a national selection attempting here. And then Banks gets the Banks statement locked in. Charlotte is reaching Banks and kicks the bottom of the rope here. And then Charlotte rolls through the break free. Charlotte with a with a neck breaker here, and then chop block counters Charlotte again and gets her back down into the Banks statement. Charlotte rolls Banks over for her shoulders with a submission still applied, and Charlotte with the pinfall to the shoulders of Banks down. The winner and your new women's champion, Charlotte. Wow, what a shocking match here. What a shocking match. I thought for sure Sasha Banks was going to still be our women's champion here. This is shocking. So shocking. But we found out later, after the match was over, that Sasha Banks suffered an injury. So that may have been the reason why they went with Charlotte as the new women's champion, because Sasha Banks could no longer defend her championship because she was injured. I have no idea, but that's just my guessing at this point. Then we have backstage, we see Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson making more ball jokes. That's definitely not PG. When AJ Styles walks up, Styles says they are running Raw, and he plans on taking out the face and runs and the place over SmackDown. John Cena, they enjoy a beat-up John Cena line. When Finn Balor walks up, they throw up the too sweet, and Balor smiles walking off. So it looks kind of like they're throwing little hints here. Have you noticed that, guys? That maybe possibly the club could be, the Bullet Club could be getting back together, because they're throwing little hints in here and there. Every now and then you see little hints that they're throwing, WWE's throwing our way, that we could be seeing them back together in the near future here. WWE Intercontinental Champion match. The Miz with Maurice with Apollo versus Apollo Crews here. Let's get right into it here. The Miz is overwhelms Apollo Crews early with shots here in the corner. Miz with a kick to the face here and misses a second attempt, and Crews gets a 2 count. My side, Miz sidesteps the dropkick, attempting Crews here, and then drops him for a quick DDT. Miz with a rare chin lock on the Crews, keeping him grounded. Miz drops Crews face off the ring apron. Miz goes on top, jumps, and Crews catches him with a drop kick on the way down. Then Crews with a series of clotheslines here, a splash into the corner, across body on the ropes. Crews with a modified angle slam on the Miz for a 2 count. Cruz catches Miz with a drop kick, with a kick to his head, my bad. Cruz attempts a standing moonsault by Miz, gets with his knees up. Cruz quickly recovers and plants Miz with a quick power slam. Miz with a counter clothesline, and then Cruz holds on and connects for a overhead belly-to-belly suplex on Miz. Cruz connects with a standing moonsault and gets 2 count on the Miz. And then Miz bails and Cruz chases him down. Cruz tosses Miz back in. Cruz with another close roll-up. Cruz hits the corner with Miz moves here. And a skull-crushing finale. And Miz gets a quick pinfall for the win. Your winner and still the Intercontinental Champion, Miz. Yeah. I could care less. I'm not a Miz fan. Never have been. Never will be. That's enough of them. Let's move on. A video package runs focusing on John Cena versus AJ Styles tonight. Then the match we've been probably waiting for. John Cena versus the phenomenal one AJ Styles. And a big reaction for both John Cena and AJ Styles in Brooklyn tonight. No surprise there. Styles fires himself up early. Back and forth chants for both in Brooklyn. The crowd is chaotic. The crowd's going nuts. They're loving it. Styles chases Cena early with a quick drop kick. Styles shows him up with a turnbuckle. Cena is back up and leaves Styles with a big right hand. Cena launches Styles on the opposite corner, and then Styles bounces off. Cena drops for a second time to Styles. Styles with a suplex to Cena over the ring apron. Are you kidding me right now? Styles tosses Cena back inside the ring, and then Styles throws rights. Cena responds with a big, huge, high back here body drop onto Styles. Cena with a drop kick and a cover for only 2. And then Cena with a headbutt on Styles. You don't see Cena do that very often. Styles with a flying forearm. That's something Styles is very good at. On Cena off the ropes. Styles misses a shot into the corner. And then Cena connects for a shoulder blocks. Cena plants Styles for a twisting plant powerbomb and calls for a 5-knuckle shuffle here. 5-knuckle shuffle, you know what that's coming. Cena connects, and then Styles counters an AA and connects it with a paletta kick here. And then Styles clash on Cena, and then Cena kicks out. Wow, Cena with a AA off with out of nowhere, and then hooks the leg, and then Styles powers out. Wow, what incredible action here. Styles has Cena up for a torso rack here, and then connects with a spin-off powerbomb for another 2 count. Cena definitely pulls out Styles to the corner and catches him, and then tosses him over his shoulder and comes down for a modified Cutler here for the yet another 2 count off a pinfall attempt. Cena avoids a flying forearm. Oh, wow, incredible action here. Like I said, gets a drop for the hold here. Cena is back up and connects with a AA onto Cena. Cena kicks out. Cena misses a spring for 450. And Cena with a flying pinfall attempt on the Styles here, and then gets a 2 count. Styles. This is Styles here. Yeah, with a German suplex, and then planting a facebuster onto Cena. Cena with a STF applied. Styles connecting here, countering for another spring forward flying forearm attempt. And then Styles slaps out of a cross face applied onto Cena here. And then Cena tries to fight out. Styles rolls through and gets a crusher submission applied here. Cena is reaching, and Styles turns him around. And then we have Cena rolls through and gets a STF applied again. Then we have Styles that fights out and connects with a kick to the back of Cena's head. And the crowd's reaction is absolutely amazing at this point. Wow, you're just like, is this incredible action or what? Cena with the elbow and internal combo here. DDT popped up and in a top turnbuckle. Styles onto the ring apron here. Spring forwards up and catches Cena with a Hurricanrana takedown. Styles rolls back into the ring apron and hits his spring forward flying forearm. An incredible action, like I said. Cena kicks out. Cena can't believe it. Styles with a kick to the leg of Cena. Cena fires back, with a clothesline. Cena has Styles up for a shoulders and is going for a second rope into the corner here. Cena with a jumping AA on the second rope of Styles. Cena covers and Styles kicks out. Now Cena can't believe it. The crowd can't believe it. Nobody can believe this. JBL referred to this as a super AA. Cena is standing up into the corner and surprised look on his face, staring at Styles here. Styles counters on an AA attempt and hits Styles' clash on Cena. Styles rolls to the ring apron. Styles springs forwards up and connects with a flying forearm. Styles hooks the leg and gets the pinfall clean on Cena. Unbelievable. Are you kidding me? He beats John Cena clean. No outside interference. Your winner, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Then after the match, we had John Cena stays in the ring, and the crowd in Brooklyn gives him some loud applause. Cena leaves on a wristbands inside the middle rope of the ring and gives a salute to the audience of the top of the ramp. But why did he throw down his armband? That's the question. Cena never gives up. But why did he throw his armbar in the ring? Now, this could mean several things here. It could mean that John Cena's retiring, or this could mean that John Cena's leaving WWE for a while, and he's going to come back. Or this means that he's turning heel finally, and he's finally given up on that never give up bull crap, and he's finally going to turn heel. So this could mean a lot of different things here, but I think a lot of fans were probably questioning John Cena after he did that. Is John Cena finally reached his breaking point? Has Cena, is he finally going to turn heel? Or is he finally retiring? You know, because, I don't know, there's a lot of people where he just could just be simply frustrated. So there could be a lot of different things we could throw out here. Most definitely he's frustrated. That's no doubt. Okay, let's moving on here. John Cena returns to SummerSlam. The former host of The Daily Show, Jon Suter, heads to the ring, and he says the match between AJ Styles and John Cena was magic, and was so happy some idiot didn't interference. I agree with Stewart on that one. Talks about being here last year and learning his lessons by hitting Cena with a steel chair, and says if you are ever in a situation where you may be hit with an AA, tuck your shirt in. Stewart joked, no one needs to see an old man belly. Very true. Stewart he has been asked by the New Day to be here tonight, and he takes off the hoodie here to reveal a New Day t-shirt. Stewart says he will be joining New Day tonight and take the place of Big E at ringside. And he starts doing Big E part introduction, New Day, as the Brooklyn crowd takes over for him. Then we have a match that I really don't care about, but we are going to cover it here for you. WWE Tag Team Championship match here. The New Day with Jon Stewart at ringside versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Here we go. We start with Kofi Kingston and Carl Anderson. Anderson with a quick headlock here, takedown early. Kofi with a flying elbow that drops Anderson. And then Kofi counters with a monkey flip attempt by Anderson. And then counters back with a flying stomp onto the chest of Anderson. A tag to Xavier Woods here. Woods and Kofi drop Anderson down to the face first here. Tags Gallows, and then Woods with a drop kick to the knee of Gallows, and then tags in Kofi. We got Woods and Kofi take turns stomping away at Gallows in the corner. Jon Stewart is cheering them on at ringside here. We got Woods that launches Kofi and into the Gallows hitting a drop kick. Then we got Woods with a baseball slide sending Gallows out. Then we got Kofi jumps over the rope, top rope here, and then strikes a pose for a mid-air, taking out Gallows. Back inside, we got Gallows cuts off, and then Kofi stomps away. We got a tag to Anderson with a keeps Kofi grounded here. Then we got a tag to Gallows who takes body shots from Kofi and then fires back with a right. And then we got Gallows misses a splash on the Kofi and then tags and then Woods and Anderson here. We got Woods with a clothesline here. Woods with a drop kick to the back of Anderson. Then we got Woods catches Anderson with a back to his head here from the ring apron. Woods with a flying elbow over Anderson here, and then close to a 2 count. Then we got tag to Kofi. Then we got Woods that sets up Anderson with a backbreaker. Then Kofi comes to the top rope. We got Gallows that breaks up a pinfall attempt. Gallows with a big boot to Woods here. Then we got Kofi that pushes Gallows out. Anderson with a running big boot to Kofi. Then tag to Gallows. Magic Killer onto Kofi. Stewart jumps onto the ring here. And he throws up Too Sweet at Gallows and Anderson. And Spring Buster to Anderson onto Woods. We got Gallows and Anderson start to go after Stewart, countering him. And then we got Stewart that starts the tuck in his shirt. Then Gallows and Anderson have a Stewart by the legs. And then Brooklyn starts to loud, yes, yes, yes chants as they point to the corner post. Big E runs out and levels Anderson and hits a belly-to-belly on the Gallows. Big E throws Gallows at the ring barrier as a referee calls for the bell. And the winners by disqualification, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. But still your WWE Tag Team Champions, The New Day, because you can't win the championship by disqualification. It has to be by pinfall or submission. Everybody was shocked to see Big E back, I bet. Then after the match, we had Big E picks up Kofi and Anderson launches him into the ring barrier. Big E yells down Anderson. Big E grabs and then tag titles and throws them inside the ring. Big E takes a drink from the glass containers there at ringside, and Gallows and Anderson have been using a TV in recent weeks. Big E does a dance. Stewart tries it out, and then the fans too. Big E goes back dancing, and Brooklyn enjoys this match better. Just let you know, folks, we're going to do a 2-part to this because SummerSlam was a 6-hour show, and we still got a lot of matches to cover here. Then we have a video package focusing on Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler tonight. Then we're back live. Stephanie McMahon and Daniel Bryan are inside the ring awaiting the arrival of Dolph Ziggler and the WWE World Champion Dean Ambrose. Then we have the WWE World Championship match here. Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler. An outstanding match here. We had Ambrose and Ziggler nearly began fighting before the official ring introductions here. Shane and Daniel break it up and help from the referee. And then Ronaldo says it may take a line of security to keep these guys apart. And how we saw at UFC 202 last night involving Connor and Nate And JBL says that the only difference is that these guys are adult-sized men. It says the bell rings, and here we go. Ziggler with a series of the pinfall attempts early on to Ambrose, and then Ziggler catches Ambrose with the drop kick. Ambrose bails, and Ziggler with a splash to Ambrose against the ring barrier. Then Ziggler follows that up with a swinging neck breaker. Ambrose with a few shots on the Ziggler, and then they return to the ring. Ambrose with a chops of Ambrose and a quick suplex here. Then on the Ziggler. And then Ambrose with a single leg crab on the Ziggler. Ambrose with a snap suplex on the Ziggler. Ziggler catches Ambrose with a drop kick in midair. Ambrose plants Ziggler, faces down onto the mat with a quick response. Ziggler tosses Ambrose through the ropes. Ambrose jumps back in, and then Ziggler catches him with a DDT. Ambrose counters it with a 4 scissor here attempt into the rope for a 2 count. Ziggler fires back, sending Ambrose Schroeder first into the steel ring post. This time Ziggler connects with a Famebuster here. Both Ambrose and Ziggler collide into the mid of the ring, and then Ambrose with a replied here shots, taking him down on Ziggler. Then we have Ambrose with a big clothesline, backs up into the corner. Ambrose with a counter of the elbow and a running bulldog combo here. Ambrose is going up to the top rope and then jumps and connects with his flying elbow to the top of Ziggler's head for a 2 count. And then both brawl for the outside, and then Ziggler catches Ambrose with a big super kick here. The referee already started the count, and then Ziggler dumps Ambrose back for an 8 count here. Ambrose blocks for yet another super kick here attempt. Ziggler counters with a Dirty Deeds attempt and gets a zigzag for a close to a 2 count. And then Ambrose gets up for a choke here and connects with his lawn dart here on the Ziggler and off the ropes. And then Ambrose with a now up to the top rope here. Ziggler cuts him off. Ambrose with a headbutt, and Ziggler falls back. Ziggler jumps back up, and Ambrose is holding on to Ambrose and avoids a 4 facebuster attempt. Ziggler is off the top ropes and lands his feet and connects with the Dirty Deeds. Ambrose gets the pinfall, and your winner and still the WWE World Champion, Dean Ambrose. Congratulations to Dean Ambrose. Huge fan of Dean Ambrose, have been, always will be. Then we have a video package that returns with the highlights from NXT's TakeOver Brooklyn 2, and then WWE stars in the New York City area and promotes SummerSlam this week. Then we have Becky Lynch, Naomi and Carmella versus Natalya, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Bella. Yes, Nikki Bella. She returns at SummerSlam to replace Eva Marie, that we found out that she got suspended by WWE, along with Paige and Del Rio. All 3 got suspended by WWE. So Nikki Bella's back in action again. Shocked the hell out of everybody. We get an introduction for Eva Marie from the deep voice announcer, and then it's noted that she is currently on vacation after suffering from exhaustion. Are you kidding me? She haven't even performed in the match. She hasn't performed, hasn't competed at all, and she's exhausted. Are you kidding me? Everybody knows she's suspended. They just kept the storyline going. We start with Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss here, and a pinfall attempt with early between the two. Bliss with a short to Becky, and after Becky leaped back from the counter here, tag to Naomi, and then Natalya gets a tag. Natalya with a springboard sunset, flip pinfall here for the 2 count. Naomi with a leg drop over Natalya here for another 2 count. Tags Carmella, and then Natalya with the knees to Carmella into the counter, and then Natalya pushes Carmella back. Carmella with a flying head scissors on the Natalya. Carmella levels Natalya onto the outside after a roll out. Back inside, Carmella bounces her face on the Natalya off the counter. And then we have Bliss tries to interfere. Natalya with a power slam onto to Carmella here. And then a tag to Nikki. Nikki with a snap suplex on to Carmella. Nikki with a spin buster on to Carmella here. And then tags Bliss as Nikki chokes Carmella with her boot. Ouch. And then Bliss forces Carmella down and then flips backward, dropping her knee over her stomach, and then tags Natalya. And then Natalya misses a shot out. On the Naomi here for in the corner. Then we had Natalya. She pushes Carmella into the corner and then throws at her knees. And then Natalya with a atomic stretch here on the Carmella. And then a hot tag to Becky. And then Becky with a clothesline to Natalya. Along with a leg lock here. And then Becky with a repeated overhead suplex here on Natalya. And Bliss. And then Becky throws all the 3 women into the corner. An incredible action. Springboard side kicks onto Becky and all 3. Becky with a elbow to the corner and then another overhead suplex. Becky dumps Bliss out. And then Becky with a huge kick onto the head on Natalya. And then Becky is up and then connects with a flying leg drop over Natalya. And then Nikki breaks up the pinfall. And then Bliss gets the tag as Natalya rolls out. And then Naomi tags herself and hits a springboard crossbody on the Bliss. Naomi is repeated jumping her kicks to Bliss and then finish her off with one big kick to the head. And Naomi misses a split leg moonsault here. Bliss eats the knees from Naomi and then tags in Nikki, and then who eats is a super kick from Carmella, who gets the tag. Then Carmella with a Bronco Buster into the corner. All the girls are in brawling. It's chaos erupting at SummerSlam. And then Bliss Natalya sends Naomi into the corner. Carmella drop kicks from Natalya, and then Nikki levels Carmella with a huge right hand. Nikki has Carmella up and then hits for her cutter off the shoulders to get the win. Your winners, Nikki Bella, Natalya, and Alexa Bliss. An incredible action. Then we have a video from Raw that was 2 weeks ago of Roman Reigns interfering. The wedding celebration between Rusev and Lana is shown. Then backstage we have Maria with the WWE United States Champion Rusev and Lana. Rusev is upset and blames Roman Reigns for everything that's going wrong lately. And then a video package runs focusing on Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor tonight. Then we go back live. Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley are on the ringside here. And then these see the new Universal Championship inside the ring. And you can check it out here. And that's where we're going to stop right here for this part 1 of SummerSlam. We are going to do a part 2 because we still got more matches to talk about here. So, folks, rejoin us here for a part 2 right here on the podcast for SummerSlam. SummerSlam was 6 hours long. There's no way I could fit all these matches in on the time limit that I have for this podcast. So, rejoin us for a part 2 here in just a moment. And we're going to go ahead and play the theme song, New York, a call from SummerSlam. Enjoy, guys. Rejoin us here in just a moment for part 2.
New York City, York City.
New York. Are y'all ready for this? Come on, come on, come on.
New York City. I'm going back to the NYC.
I'm gonna take you back to NYC. I've been to a million other places, but you still my
New
streets.
York City. I'm going back to the NYC.
Yeah, I'm talking about the NYC. It's my city and I'm repping to the death for me. Yeah, steady hustle in the city that never sleeps. Street smart, headstrong, never weak. Forever deemed as the #1 legends. We hold it down. New York, Jersey represented. No competing when you talk about the 5 B's. BX, BK, Staten, Manhattan, Queens. Stay connected like the pieces in a puzzle piece. You wanna step to the best, motherfucker, please. Real low when I roll down the city streets. Cats wanna clone the flow. Ha, mini me's. Cause real recognize real when we ripping beats. Raising the bar too high. With the epitome of grace in the wax. When we lacing the tracks. New York representing till I'm fading the black. Yo, and I've been all across the map. But there's a reason why I always come back to the NYC. We back.
I'm going back.
Are y'all ready?
I'm going back.
Let's go.
New York City. I'm going back to the NYC.
I'm gonna take you back to NYC. I've been to a million other places, but you still my
New
streets.
York City. I'm going back to the NYC.
Yeah, I'm talking about the NYC. It's my city, and I'm repping to the death for me.
New York City. I'm going back to the NYC.
I'm gonna take you back to NYC. I've been to a million other places, but you still my
New
streets.
York City. I'm going back to the NYC.
Yeah, I'm talking about the NYC. It's my city, and I'm repping to the death for me. Yeah, steady hustle in the city that never sleeps. Street smart, headstrong, never weak. Forever deemed as the #1 legends. We hold it down. New York, Jersey represented. No competing when you talk about the 5 B's. BX, BK, Staten, Manhattan, Queens. Stay connected like the pieces in a puzzle piece. You wanna step to the best, motherfucker, please. Real low when I roll down the city streets. Cats wanna clone the flow. Ha, mini me's. Cause real recognize real when we ripping beats. Raising the bar too high. With the epitome of grace in the wax. When we lacing the tracks. New York representing till I'm fading the black. Yo, and I've been all across the map. But there's a reason why I always come back to the NYC.